My name is Dr. Faz, F-A-Z. I want to assist you to be famous and to be accomplished by zeroing in on achieving your goals. My diverse experience from 20 years of sales and business here in the United States, combined with my past 20 years passion for helping and adding relief and pain in people as a medical doctor, helps me to understand the direct challenges and opportunities that exist for business owners, executives, and leaders in both their personal and professional lives. I examine thoroughly, diagnose carefully personal and corporate problems, and prescribe suitable solutions. As a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and international inspirational speaker, I can offer you workshops, seminars, keynote speaking, and coaching, adding your personal and professional growth through the study and practical application of proven leadership methods. Working together, I'll move you and your team or organization in the desired direction to reach your goals. I'm a facilitator of mastermind studies and roundtable events. Call or email me if you would like to know more about my services or a free consultation.
Being a certified speaker, coach, and trainer for the John Maxwell team means that he is part of a team of elite coaches, teachers, speakers, and professionals taking leadership training, talents, skills, and adding value to people all over the world. Everything rises and falls on leadership.
Good afternoon, good evening, assalamu alaikum, namaskar, wherever you are. Here's your friend Dr. Faz with a new episode of Live with Dr. Faz. As you know, we bring thought leaders around the world. Today, I have a treat for you. I have a gentleman. I am truly impressed and inspired by him. He is from a school dropout to a holder of 8 world records. Can you imagine? In international aviation. From a backbencher to an international leadership master trainer, an empowerment coach to conduct training in 48 countries. Can you imagine? From the poorest performer in the class 4 times, became a national karate champion of India. Can you imagine? From an unfit pilot trainee to a 5-star airline instructor. Can you imagine? It's not done yet. He is a 5-star airline instructor. He's represented 2 World Karate Championships. And from an E-grade student to an Amazon international best-selling author. He is a certified coach, trainer, and speaker by John Maxwell Group. And he is a licensed gold member coach, teacher, and speaker from Les Brown. I don't know what to say about this gentleman, so without further delay, let me bring him on the stage so you can hear from his own and we can learn. Are you ready? Make sure you have pen and paper ready. Take some notes, because people who take notes, they always learn the most. Please help me welcome my friend, Farookh Sensei. Mr. Sensei, thank you. Welcome to our show. It's a pleasure and honor for me to have you. How's everything?
Absolutely fantastic. No doubt at all, because I'm still breathing.
Yeah, that's the blessing, really. It's just a conventional we have in these interview shows, and it's very traditional. But again, it's a very simple and it's an icebreaker question as a speaker. People would like to know, especially our viewers would like to know, who is Farookh Sensei?
Well, Farookh Sensei is a father of 2, a son, an instructor, a coach, a very good friend. But if you take all together, and if you ask me what would you summarize yourself, then there's only one word, and it's there in my name itself. Those who know Japanese, they can understand what is the meaning of sensei. And sensei stands for teacher.
Yes.
And that is the one that I would love to be called. And that's what I ask everyone. Just call my name. My name is Sensei, which has two meanings. One is my name, and number two, it also means teacher. So altogether, I'm a teacher.
Awesome. But the sensei is not confined to the martial art only?
It is confined to the martial art because I became a sensei when I was very young, and people used to call me sensei when I was, I think, 20 years old. Most of my students were elder to me, and they used to address me not by name because of the respect. They used to call me sensei. When I was 24 years old, I said to myself, no, I need to accept this name. So therefore, I officially accept this name, and today on all my certification documents, visa, passport, it's all sensei. Yes, and there is nobody in the world. There is nobody in the world by the name sensei. You have the title like sensei, Shihan, Kohai, and so forth, but you won't have anybody with the name sensei. Now, why is that important? Why is that important, Dr. Naz? Dr. Faz, is that as a human being, and number two, into this business, you always must brand yourself. It doesn't matter where you are, which level you are, you got to brand yourself. And when you brand yourself, make sure that you do not fall in the crowd. You have to be away from the crowd. So this is something which came in my mind many, many years back, that I need to be something different. So today people know me not only by sensei, which is a degree or a qualification that you get, but people know me by my name. So it's much more easy for me to identify.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Let's just start from your book.
Okay.
Because you're a best-selling author at Amazon. Tell me a little bit about your books. I think that you have multiple books.
Oh, yeah. The best part is now I started forgetting the names of my book because it keeps on coming. And now just one and a half weeks back, I came with a new one. The next one is coming in another 2 weeks. So I just get messed up completely. One of my best books that I love is, I'll just show that to you. It's just lying here. There's the one. Yeah.
Seeds Succeed. Yes.
Yeah. This is something which is very, very close to my heart. The reason why it has got around about 210, 250 quotes in it. And quotes are something just it would be a very simple one sentence, and that can bring a lot of difference in life. And how did this all started? I was in the Middle East, and my family was in India on vacation. So I thought, okay, I'm getting so bored. Let me take the pen and start writing. Now, my question to the audience is, how many of you write? If you don't write, then start writing. Don't look for perfection. Let me tell you, the first quote that I wrote, I showed that to my manager, and he says, Farookh, I don't have time today. Always understand, when you write something, go and show it to somebody who would either say, I don't have time, or who would say you're not good. If you get those very good feedback, understand that you're going to become the champion. Okay. If you are going to win from the very first time, understand that you're going to collapse very, very soon because you didn't fail. Understand that you got to fail in your life. Always fail. So going back to the book, this book particular, it's all about quotes. And it started developing that I thought of myself, okay, what can I do with this quotes? Can I post that on Facebook? And I started posting that on Facebook. I used to make those fly types, those things, and I started posting, and I started getting feedback. And I started getting feedback from companies and organizations saying that can we use your quote? I said, fine, no, not at all an issue. You don't have to pay me. It's not copyrighted. Just go and use it. And that gave me the confidence.
Yes.
Always understand that you're not perfect in the very beginning. So don't go for perfection. If you have anything that you like, which is very close to your heart, just start with it. And then I learned from one of my friends that he was into blogging industry around about 14, 15 years back. And I was watching one of his shows. He's actually from China, but settled in Canada. So one thing that I learned from that particular gentleman is he used to write blogs. And once he started writing those blogs and he started saving that, a day came where he collaged all his blogs together, created an ebook, and he sold that, and he started making millions out of it. I said, that's exactly what I want to do. When I started writing this quotes after quotes after quotes, when it became 200, 300 quotes, I said, now let me stop. Let me compile them together and see which are the best ones. So I went for a filtering. I went for the best one. I created a book and I sold it. That was the best experience.
Wow.
That was my first book. The one that you're seeing here, I think there's the 7th book, because I started filtering. Now what happens? You take the first book, then the second book, then you again start filtering out of it. Take the best one, create a 3rd book. Then you bring people. And the best idea today, because I know that how many of you have the dream of writing a book? Go and type in the chat. I love it.
Yeah.
Go and type there.
All right, folks. Just give us a signal so we both can see who love to write a book.
Yeah, go and write. How many of you would like to write a book? I'm a backbencher. I didn't know how to write a book, and it was my dream. Let me tell you. Now, why is writing a book very important? If you are getting into the corporate world, and imagine that you have your own personal business card, and you go out for an interview, you just go and hand this business card to the GM or the CEO of the company. He would look at the business card, keep it on the table, and once you leave the office, it goes straight away into the trash or into the bin. That is sure, because the busy people, they don't have time to keep and space to keep your business card. Now, imagine that you're walking into the same hall, into the same space, and it's the same CEO, and instead of a business card, now you have a book with you. And after having the conversation, when you get up, you just take your book from your bag and then say, sir, with your permission, can I write on this one? And you sign it and give it to him. Let me tell you, my dear friends, that lifts your credential to a higher level, and he would never throw it. He would definitely keep it there because you signed it right in front of him. So therefore, if a book is, let's say in Indian rupee, if it's 200 rupees, you're spending 200 rupees, but the credential that you bring in there is amazing. Therefore, everyone who is here, make sure that you write a book. Now, is writing such a difficult thing? It's absolutely no. Absolutely no. It's very, very easy to write a book. Now, for example, I'm having this conversation with Dr. Faz right now. Now, what happens if I'm recording this? It can be into a MP4. That's exactly what's happening. I can take that. I can convert that into an MP3. Yes. And I can go to a website and I can convert the same stuff into a text format. And I take the text format, give it to some of the what do you call websites, like Fiverr.com, and they will completely convert that into the cover page, and they will also convert that into a text format, edit it, and give it back to you. It takes within 1 hour. Within 1 hour, you can have a book with you. Book with you in the sense you have the content with you. You just convert that. In 1 week time, you can get your book published, whether it is ebook or whether it is printed book. You can publish a whole book within 1 week time. Today, it's a child's play. Let me tell you, it's so easy. Now, there's another thing. Do you think that most of those authors, international speakers and authors, they write their own book? The answer is no. You don't have to. What you could do, you can hire a ghostwriter. That's one way of doing. The second thing. Now, let me tell you, there's a second thing. If you have 10 leaders, now, for example, we are having this conversation with Dr. Faz. Now, last year or the year before that, I accidentally, let me put this word, accidentally started a conversation with one of my friends. She's from Turkey. Her name is Nazreen, and she's now a very well-known author internationally. Now, I was having a conversation with her, and then what happened? I said, wow, this conversation is going very well. Let me have a conversation with some other friend of mine from the United States the next week. So I started calling up my friends from Les Brown team and John Maxwell, and we used to have the same conversation like what we are having right now. Then I created that rapport with them. I said, leaders, would you like to write a book? And everyone said, yes, we want to write a book. Would you like to write an international book? They said, yes, we would like to write an international book. I said, okay, now here's the condition. Give me your story. I don't want any bluffing story. Don't take story from here or there. Put your personal story. And this is the condition. If your story is, let's say, 1,000 words, 750 words is about your pain. Because when you talk about pain, the pain is something that relates with you. Pain relates with everyone. So write your pain first. And then you tell us, take us through a journey that how did you move from that pain to pleasure? And there were 27 people, those who wrote the book. They gave me that chapter, 1,500 words or something. I collaged that together. I came up with a book, which is called The Ignition. The foreword was written by Les Brown's daughter, Serena Brown. Serena. And that book became the best-selling book last year. That's so simple. And did I write the whole book? I'm also a co-author of the book. How much did I write? Just 1,500 500 words. Now, let me tell you this one. A paper reporter came to my studio. This is my studio, my home studio. So a paper reporter came to my studio around about 3 years back, and he said, Sensei, I would like to know your story. So I wrote my story. He looked at that after 1 month or so. He came back and said that we can't publish this because it's more about you. I said, fine, don't publish. I'll tell you, it's the same article which I gave for a national newspaper became an international bestseller.
Wow.
Always understand, always expect for no. And when somebody says no, be very happy. Just before I stepped into this camera, there was a challenge with me, and the challenge was no to Farookh Sensei. I know that, okay, I'm going to do better than this no. Always understand, no is always an open door for success.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, if you don't learn how to fail, you can't succeed.
Exactly correct.
So failing forward is a key to success.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I love that, like how to become a writer. And we have a lot of people you can see on the screen. They want to be a writer now.
Very good. Excellent.
Right. So we have one of our great friend. He follows us very religiously, almost. So he wanted to ask. Yeah, here is the question. What? It's a solid reason to stimulate us to write our own book. It is your business card, of course. That's what he said, man. Just start writing. Start writing. What's going on in your life is a story for someone else, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's get to the next part. Is about our public speaking.
Okay.
So tell me how you became a great public speaker, and I can see your voice and your energy. I don't know. I mean, I can see Les Brown right there.
Well, again, it's a failure. I remember many years back when I was asked to talk in front of my friends. I was in the college at that time, and I was not able to speak for more than 30 seconds. And that's a fact. I'm not telling the lies. And the best part is everyone who was sitting right in front of me were my very close friends, but still I was not able to. But there's one thing that we all need to have. That is a passion to do something. Now, whatever passion you take, if the passion is all about focusing your inside or within or yourself, then that passion won't last for long. Any passion that you take must, in one way or other, the purpose of the passion, I repeat that once again, the purpose of the passion must be to connect with somebody else for their benefit. So this is what I believe in. If you want to be successful, the best and the easiest way is to help somebody else succeed. And that's exactly what Dr. Faz is doing here. That's most of the speakers do. So I want to connect with people. But I didn't know how to speak. The only thing that I knew was to conduct training programs. And I was a martial artist, as doctor said. I was a martial artist from the very young age. At the age of 16, I became an instructor. So I had the courage to interact with people, but I didn't know how to speak. And after I became an instructor in aviation industry, which is called IATA or IATA, that's when I started conducting programs. Conducting programs in the sense, speaking programs. I used to conduct training programs, but training is different than speaking. That's an entirely different thing. Speaking is different from presentation. Presentation is different from coaching. Coaching is different from consulting. It's all different platform. Mentoring, everything is different. So you need to know, and you need to know how to speak. Even today, I attended a training program. Even today, how to speak, how to craft my speaking. And at the age of 54, again, I'm learning, because there's two things that we need to understand. One is education, one is learning. The education part, you can stop. With your school, college, and university, it stops there. But the learning continues. It doesn't stop. Learn as if you're going to live for entire life, and live as if today is your last day. So keep on learning. So how do you learn? There are a few techniques. Very simple techniques. Very, very simple techniques. Now, this is one question that I ask in my speaking program. You step on stage. You say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. One thing, never do that. Very simple as that. Never do that. On stage, I'm talking on stage. Never do that. Why? Because you already lost 2 to 3 seconds, or maybe 5 seconds, or you lost 10 seconds. It's so valuable. Once you step on the stage, the very first thing that everyone who is here, whether you're experienced or not experienced, this is exactly what you do. You get on the stage, go to the middle of the stage. If you are there, the center point, and you don't do anything. You should not do anything as soon as you step on the stage. The only thing that you have to do is to look from your left to right or from the left to, right to left and give a smile. That itself will build you confidence. The people will say, wow, this gentleman, this guy, this girl is really confident. You're not at all speaking. Have you ever seen people before they step onto the stage, they have got the hand mic and they start speaking? Never do those things. Never do those things. You stand there, have a look. I can challenge you, if you go and watch any Toastmasters program, any competition, any championship, they will never talk. They'll stand there for a few seconds and then they'll connect with you. That's the very first thing. Number two, do not wish. Now, why did I say that? Now, that could, some of you coming from the traditional family and so forth, you might think, well, that is rude. That is not the good way, because that's not what we have brought up in, because there are a lot of seniors who are sitting there and watching us. That's true. I agree. We have to respect everyone. But there's a technique for it. There's a technique for it. You got to break the ice first.
Yeah.
Within the first 10 seconds. Within the first 10 seconds. Now, here you go. I step onto the stage. I say, good morning. Nobody responds. Good morning. Some may respond. Good morning. Why should you do all those things? You lost. You lost your audience right now. Never do those things, because even if I were to be seated among the audience, I wouldn't say good morning, because no, I won't feel comfortable to say good morning if somebody's standing there and saying good morning. That is not going to work until otherwise you break the ice and then you wish me, top, I'll give the answer.
Yeah.
So what you do is, as soon as you step onto the stage, never wish. And never say, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Dr. Faz and Dr. That. No. Again, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Don't say thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, because people are there to listen to you. Understand one thing, people are there to listen to you.
Yeah.
Now, before I go to the next step, let me ask you something. How many of you are really scared of speaking on stage? Come on, just chat on the box.
Yeah.
How many of you are really scared of speaking on the stage? Understand one thing. Understand one thing. You are here right now with Dr. Faz and myself. Are you praying for us right now? Are you praying for us that this program has to be very good so that we can learn something? Yes or no? Be very honest. You're praying more than I'm praying for myself. Let me tell you, because you're here, you're going to sit here for 45 minutes or 1 hour. You're praying that this program should be really, really good so that I can get something, I can write something, I can become a better speaker or leader. Similarly, when you get on stage, understand one thing, my dear friend, that each and every time that you get on the stage, every person there is praying for you.
Yeah.
Every individual is praying for you, because they want you to be successful. Only when you become successful, they can become successful. So why do you have this fear, and why do you have this butterfly in your stomach? You need to have butterfly in your stomach, because the stress gives you much more better performance. However, having said that, when you get on stage, you don't have to be scared of anyone. Every individual who is there is praying for you. So get on the stage. One thing. When you come and sit here today, and when you're sitting here right now with Dr. Faz and me, whatever you expected out of us, let's say you expect from a scale of 0 to 10, if you expect 4 from us both, I and Dr. Faz should be able to provide you with 10.
Yeah.
Meaning there is no excuse. It doesn't matter who the audience are, whether it is a 10-year-old children you're taking classes, or you're going to take classes for somebody who has no knowledge about it. Every individual among the audience members should be respected, and you should be given the best of the best. Best of the best. And each and every individual is individual. You don't say, ladies and gentlemen, you don't treat everyone as a group. That's another mistake. When you say, ladies and gentlemen, this is something I have learned. This is something you all have come across. If you say, ladies and gentlemen, what happens? It's just like firing the entire audience. Don't do that. Always use the most powerful word, and the most powerful word each and every one of us like is you. You. Would you like you? Use those techniques. When you say you, and I'm close my eyes, I'm just listening to you, I would feel that the speaker is speaking directly into my heart, and he's not speaking to the crowd over there. How many of you understand that? Say, I agree. Go and type, I agree. This is exactly what you have to do. Get rid of all the garbages. Because everything that we are carrying with us is baggage and garbage. There are a lot of things that we have learned about the audience. No, don't do that. Don't do those things. So now you get on the stage. You look there, you put your foundation. Now, before you get on the stage, okay, I'm still on the stage, okay? I didn't even finish 2 seconds, okay? I didn't finish 2 seconds yet. So let me go back to the green room. So make sure when you're standing in the green room, make sure that you don't talk with anyone. Be calm, quiet, close your eyes. This is called a power pose or a superpower pose. You just have to stand like a Superman, okay? Close your eyes, take some deep breath, okay? 3 or 4 times, you can go for 5 minutes. Take some deep breath, tight your fist, everything, tight your body, and then just focus. You just focus, not your success. Not your success. You're focusing on the success of the people. You're not focusing about the people coming and clapping and applauding you. No. By speaking, you create feeling. And that's exactly what you do. That's exactly what you visualize standing there. Because you are just a bridge between where your audience is now and where they want to go. That's it. That's it. So it's nothing about you. Farookh Sensei is not the person there. Dr. Faz is not important. When you get on the stage saying to yourself that I'm the most important person, the focus is gone. Now it's all about me, I did that, I did this, I did that. You break your connection. Always understand, my dear friends, you need something called the language. You need language. You need communication. These two are important, but the crucial thing is not the communication. The crucial thing is not the communication part, because when you talk about communication, if you go to a doctor can communicate. Am I right? A doctor can communicate. A lawyer can communicate. A professor can communicate. Now, I want you to think about a professor in your college. Okay? I respect professors. Okay, I respect professors. But I want to ask you, think about a professor, or think about a scholar, a well-known scholar. Think about an author, a very well-known author. Think about a scientist, a very well-known scientist. He comes on the stage and you are expecting to learn something from him. You go and you sit there waiting for him to talk or her to talk. She or he starts talking. Everything that he or she says, it goes on top of your head. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing hits onto your head. Nothing goes here, nothing goes here. My question to you is, people know to communicate. People have language, the language that you don't understand. People communicate, but it doesn't go to your heart. Yes. The most important thing is how to connect with people.
That's the key.
Connection is important. If you don't connect, there's no purpose in it. And John C. Maxwell has got a good book. Everyone communicates, or if you connect. So the whole purpose. Now, take that stage, bring that stage into your house. You become the speaker, you become the leader, and you should be talking to your kids, to your wife, to your husband, to your mother, to your father, to your team member, to your driver, to your peers, to your upper management, in exactly the same way that I spoke right now. Wow. It's all about you. You should be the change maker. Now, to become a change agent, you don't require a title. Yeah. You don't require a title. You can be anywhere in the vertical, anywhere, and still you can change. All that you need is a purpose. You need a purpose. And if your passion is to change people's life, I'll tell you, if I take you from anywhere and put you anywhere, you will still become successful. Your certificates are not going to help you. Your certificates are not going to help you. Your certificate will only help you to say that he is number one in the classroom or number one in the university. That's it. It stops there. Education stops there. Learning starts from there.
Yes.
Learning starts from there. Your certificate is just an entry, but not a guarantee. An entry, I want you to think about it. It's just an entry, but not a guarantee that you are going to be successful in the marketplace.
Yes.
If you want to be successful in the marketplace, you need to know what is the pain in the marketplace. Perfect. And then you come up with a product or service that serves the pain in the marketplace. Now, let me take the same marketplace into the stage. The marketplace is your audience, and you are the solution maker. You are on the stage. Do not go to a program or speaking engagement, because you know how to speak, because you know the topic, never accept an engagement until otherwise you crystal clear know who are you going to talk about, who is your audience, what is their pain, what is the age group, where are they from, what language do they speak. Once you know your audience, once you know your customer, once you know their pain, now it becomes very easy for you to go and speak. And when you speak, don't give them information. Don't give them information. If you give information, it's going to go over and above their head. I can go and they can go to Google and they can get much more information than you provide on stage.
Yeah.
So rather than giving them a data, rather than giving them information, take the information, convert that into knowledge. Take the knowledge, convert that to insight. Take the insight, convert them to a wisdom.
Yep.
That is what you have to give. If there is a 10-page thing, a 10-page stuff, article, convert that into one sentence. People will love you. People will call you. People will say that you are the change maker.
Yeah.
You should keep everything simple, straightforward, short, and sweet.
Yes.
People will love you. So when you go on the stage, the first thing that you do, you stand there, you look here and there, I said, with a smile, then break the ice. So never break your ice telling who you are, never wishing them and saying thank you. The best of the best way to break the ice is asking a question.
Yeah.
Ask a question. Now that question also very important. This is a simple technique. Never ask a question that gives you different answers. Like, why are you here? No, you got it wrong. Because if there are 100 people, 100 people have got 100 different answers. So the question that you ask, this is a technique that I use, and this is the technique that we use in Speak and Spark program, which I conduct. The question that you need to ask is only questions that give you an yes or a no answer. Simple as that. How many of you believe that leadership is important in order to succeed? Simple question. Very simple question. You can create a question standing there. What is your objective is to get their attention. Now, the attention could be mental attention.
Yeah.
It could be that's nodding or saying yes. Do you agree? Just go and type yes. I agree. IG. Just go and type IG. I want to see how many of you are writing IG. Now, what did I do? I asked you a question.
Yes.
And that's exactly what you'll do. There you can ask to raise your hands or whatever it is. Ask a question.
Yep.
Powerful three questions. Three questions. If you're going to talk about leadership, prepare some time to ask three questions about leaders. Take somebody as a great leader from your country, from your organization, and ask three questions.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, everyone gets charged up. Now the attention is to you. Why? They physically and mentally they have charged and they're looking at you. When you physically work, you mentally get charged. And when you mentally work, you physically get charged. It's both connected.
Yeah.
So therefore, your purpose is not about the question. The question could be one of the most stupid questions. But your intention and objective is to grab the attention towards you.
Exactly.
Once you get that, the second thing that you have to do is you can then start with your wishing and whatever. So the most important part in any speech is the first 10 to 20 seconds. If you can craft that, I'll tell you can become a great speaker.
Great.
Very simple technique.
It's no doubt. We have a good friend. Our common friend Harish Mehta is there. Proud of you, my friend Farookh. Yeah. We all are proud of him.
Thank you, Harish. I love him.
Yeah. Then we have another good friend of and a good student of public speaking and coaching. You are not allowing me write anything. This is way we can connect and take the stage. Of course, yeah. You're going to have a recording. You can hear again and again and again. All right. So try to just watch him, how he talks. See the enthusiasm, see the energy level, feel it. That's going to make you a better speaker, not just writing. All right. Then we have How to connect negative people to take them on your defined path. Any tricks and tips?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes,
Very
yes.
simple. Very simple. Okay. Now, if this question was asked by a speaker or an author or a leader, very
Mhm.
simple. Okay. Now, this is something which happens, and this is something I talk to my students as well. Okay. Now, if there are 100 people right now watching this program, I
Mhm.
would say that 90 people, 90% of the people, they say that, well, people come to me and I give them advice. That's natural. That's natural. Everyone here in this world can give advice. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Everyone can give advice, and everyone comes to somebody else. Now, let's say I'm one of those guys, okay, and people are coming to me for advice, and I'm there to give advice. I say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to conduct a training program. I'm going to charge just 100 rupees, Indian rupees or Pakistani rupees or $100, whatever it is. And if those people do not come to you, understand that they don't value you.
Yeah.
They don't value you. Always understand with whom are you circulated. There are
Yeah.
lots of chickens, lots of turkeys, and lot of ducks around us. Get rid of them.
Yep.
You have to say no to them if you want to grow. If you want to grow. Now, that doesn't mean that could be. Now, listen to this. Listen to this carefully. I hope you all are taking notes. Listen to this. This ducks and these chickens and these turkeys could be your family, your wife, your husband, your kids, whoever it is. They are good. Okay, there's nothing wrong. They are good and they are not bad. They are good and they're not bad, but they are not good for you.
Yeah.
They're not good for you because they are pulling you down. So what you should be doing is you have to look for eagles.
Yeah.
Look for eagles because the way that eagle thinks are different. They don't think about what's happening down. They always think what is the next level. And today in this pandemic time, you can connect with leader like what I'm doing here, like doctor is doing, like Harish Mehta, my very good friend, is doing. You connect with people, connect with leaders, learn from them. This is the best of the best opportunity if you want to fly. So it all depends upon where are you? Do you exactly know where you want to go in your life? If you don't know, that means you're lost. First, identify where you want to go. If you identify where you want to go, you will connect with only those friends and people and associate who would take you there. Otherwise, what has happened? You'll be there on the street, having some cigarettes and drinking and sitting there and wasting your time. Understand, even wasting your single moment of your life is the greatest mistake that you're doing. Nobody walks into my office. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Nobody walks into my studio. Nobody walks into my studio. If I have a guest, it would be once in 4 months or 5 months. Understand? Once in 4 or 5 months. Because if anyone wants to connect with me, I'll take the phone. I'll say, talk to me. Why? Because if they have to come, I have to arrange everything. I have to arrange myself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I have to arrange myself how much time went off there. Now we'll have a conversation. After the conversation, my mood is something else. I need to connect back. How much time did I waste there? Waste.
Yeah.
You got me. So therefore, you got to be very, very careful. What time are you getting? What type of people are you connecting with? And if you know where you want to reach, let me tell you, my dear friend, it would be very easy and smooth riding for you. It won't allow you to go to that. It won't allow you to pull down. And therefore, my question to you is go and find out, not an answer, not an advice. Go and find out who are your friends. Go and find out with whom are you spending much of the time. And you will get the answer. And if they are the people who are pulling you down, it's time for you to move. Now, listen to this. This is something that you have to listen. If your friends, if you are the leader among your friends, let me tell you one thing. Listen to me. It's time for you to change.
Change.
You have to become a student of leaders,
Yes.
not a leader of students.
Yes.
If you want to grow.
Yes.
By being with people and the chickens and the turkeys and the hens, what happens? You're going down because they are asking questions which are not helping you to grow. You ask yourself, you need to ask powerful questions to the leaders so that you can grow. Wrong way, wrong thinking, wrong thought. Why? Because you didn't go for clarity. You need to have clarity. You need to know exactly where you want to go. It's just like driving a car. You're sitting in the seat, but it's completely fog. You don't know where to drive. You have everything. You have the health, you got the wealth, you got good parents, you got everything, but you don't know where to take. You got the education, you got the certificate, MBA qualification from the UK and the US and so forth. It's not going to work, my dear friend, until otherwise you don't know where you want to go.
Yeah.
If you know where you want to go, then everything becomes clear. You don't require a certificate. Just imagine this. If you lost everything in your life, your wealth, Everything. You don't have anything other than your undergarment. Let me tell you, if you are here rich, you will become successful.
Of course.
This, nothing else. It's all about your attitude. It's all about your vision, where I want to reach. Even if I fail 100 times, even my house goes, my property goes, my wealth goes, I don't have anything, my certificate goes, put me there, I'll come back.
Absolutely.
Ask yourself,
Yeah.
are you in those categories? If not, it's time for you to change.
All right, Farookh, let's move on to the next question, which I have from you. Tell me the importance of a story as a public speaker when you speak. What kind of story you should be telling and how that story is going to be tailored.
Wow, story is so powerful.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Every leader tells a story.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to become a leader, tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to influence people, tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
The easiest method is to tell stories. If you don't tell stories, you won't connect. Everybody here in this world has got a story. You are a character, I'm a character, and the stage is a world. And for sure, your story in one way or other, though the story may not connect, your pain will definitely connect. I may be talking about my story, up level or whatever it is. It may not be connecting with other people, but I can guarantee that my pain that I went through, the tears, it will definitely connect. So if you want to motivate someone, talk about the painful stories that you went through.
Mm-hmm.
And I very often listen to audios and videos, watch videos, which has got true stories of struggle, because that is the only thing that can motivate me.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be able to tell your story within 2 minutes, within 5 minutes, within half an hour, within 1 hour. The story could be the same.
Mm-hmm.
The story could be the same. But how you create and develop the story based on your audience depends on you. The same story,
Mm-hmm.
which you can speak for 1 hour, you need to practice to tell the same story within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There, the content is long. Here, the result is fast. The objective is different.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell a story? The answer is yes. Now ask yourself, do you tell stories? Do you practice your stories?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody asks you to tell your story, how long would it take for you to think and ponder to create a story? And then you'll think, should I tell the story which happened 4 years back, or should I tell the one which happened 6 years back? What happened? Because you're thinking. When somebody asks you a story, you should be able to give your story like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do in BNI, organization like BNI and so forth.
Yeah.
They give you 60 seconds talk.
Yes.
You should be able to craft your story. Every week you go, you must be able to craft your story. Whether you call it a sales pitch or elevator pitch, whatever pitch it is, you are the best storyteller.
Yeah.
Tell the story. Where did it happen? Who are the audience who were there? Who are the people who were there?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there? What was the weather? What was the climate? What was the light? Was it dark? How was it smelling? Then you create that, and from there you take your story.
Yeah.
Everybody loves story, whether young or old.
Yeah. I mean, I got a very actually common question, which I always get, and I believe you do too, when we train people as a public speaker. And this is the same question this gentleman asked. If someone has no story, then how can you connect? I don't know. Is there any human being which like that? I don't know. Do you?
Okay, very good. You have a story for sure. Everybody has a story. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll give an example. One of my very good students, maybe she's right now listening to me, and she was applying for a job. And I said that the way that I create my profile or my CV or my resume is absolutely different than the normal resume. Why? Because always understand you have to create a different brand. Don't use the same thing what the world uses. So my CV, my bio data is entirely different. And somebody who looks through or goes through my biodata, they will definitely ask me to come for an interview and so forth. I don't go for interview, but definitely I'll make sure that my biodata, my resume is the hook. Just like when you get onto the stage, you should hook your audience. Okay. Now, I asked her this question. Do you have any achievements? And she said, no, I don't have any achievements, Sensei. I said, you have some achievements. She said, no, I don't have any achievement. I said, go think and call me after 10 minutes. And she calls me after 10 minutes. She says, Sensei, I have 4 or 5 achievements. I said, go, call me tomorrow. And she said, now I got 2 pages of achievements. Yeah. My dear friend, who asked this question, if you go and ask whether there is story within you, the answer is yes. Now, don't go for the perfect story, and don't go for a story that's so big and pure. No, even a small story, even that you did not get your bus today, is a story. Even a small incident in your life is a story. Now, what happened now? I told you a story which has no connection at all. It just took me 5 minutes. And this 5-minute story, I bought it here in an international talk. It's a story. Everywhere there is a story. Now, if you don't have a story, you can borrow a story from somebody else. Yeah. You can say that I read in this book, or this gentleman says, or this author says this way and that way. That's possible. But people, if you want to connect with people, talk about yourself and people will connect you. And when you sell your story, when you tell your story, you're serving them. You're serving them. Why? Because these are people, they want to listen a story like that. And you are the best person sharing your story. Jim Rohn, yeah, who is the instructor and teacher of Tony Robbins, he always said stories. And he said that I didn't know that. I used to go, people used to call me, I used to go and tell my story, my failure, story of my failure. And then one day somebody came to me and asked whether you will come and talk in our club. I said, okay, I'll come. I'm going to pay you. And that's when I understood that story. You tell story and you get paid for your story. Very simple as that. You take Les Brown. He tells the same story. For 30, 40, 50 years, he tells the same story.
Yes.
Take John Maxwell, the same story. Story. But the thing is that every time they craft the story in a different way.
Yep.
You just require one story, my dear friend. If you have one story, you just have to craft it in a different way, and you can attract every individual. As simple as that.
Yeah, you have to build it as a masterpiece of yours.
Exactly correct. Yeah, exactly correct.
So now we have another question from Mr. Ibrahim Subhan. Tips to keep energy level. I want to know that too, really.
Well, see, and this is something that people are not going to believe. And I'm quite sure that you're going to say that I'm bluffing. And let me tell you, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert, and 100% I'm an introvert. If you're coming to me and if you're seeing me in a railway station or maybe in an airport, you will find Farookh Sensei sitting like this. This is my way. But understand one thing. Those who are introverts say, I am an introvert. Go and type, I'm an introvert. Let me tell you, you're blessed. Let me tell you, you're blessed. And those who are extrovert, go and type, I'm an extrovert. Let me tell you, you're blessed. Why? Do not try to change yourself from an introvert to an extrovert or from an extrovert to an introvert. That's the stupid thing that you are trying to do, because you can't. I can't become an extrovert, and I don't want to become an extrovert. Why? Because if I try to become, I don't use the word try, but let me, for explaining this, if I try to become an extrovert, I'm fooling myself, because I can't. That's not my personality. It's not my personality. So whoever you are, be that. Now, let's talk about introvert. Though I'm an introvert, when you put me in front of the stage, when you put me in front of the camera, I become the king. Why? Because that is my power point. That is the place where I can ignite. You take Barack Obama, he's an introvert. Mark Zuckerberg, introvert. Abraham Lincoln, introvert. Gandhi, introvert. Why? These all are introvert. Nelson Mandela, introvert. Yeah. Are they leaders? The answer is yes. Yeah. Now, they are leaders in their perspective. Because one could be in IT, somebody could be on Facebook, somebody who could be on independence and freedom and so forth. For me, it is this one. Because I identified that when I was young, that this is a place where I can shine. So let me tell you, if you like sugary things, if you have a sweet tooth, would you eat that much? That's the same thing. I'm having that sort of feeling the passion here and the purpose, because my whole purpose, like Dr. Faz, our purpose is to change lives. And this is how we connect with people. And if you don't have the energy, it's just like I say this to my students. If your bed is pulling you down on a weekday, understand it's time for you to change your job. Once again, repeat. If your bed starts pulling you down on a weekday, not on a weekend, okay? On a weekday, that means it's time for you to change your job. If Mr. Faz, Dr. Faz is calling me, Sensei, can you come and give a speech? No, I'm a bit busy. And I can do that. I can't do that. It's time for me to change my job, my career of speaking. If he calls me, I'll say, definitely I'll come. Who are the audience? That's many audience, I'll come. Because I must have the passion to come and talk, because the passion is all connected with the purpose, and the purpose should be changing lives. If you want to change lives, definitely the energy will come and you will be blessed with energy. It's not an energy. Some people ask me, is this the energy drink? No, this is not an energy drink. This is just water. Okay, this is just water. I just drink a lot of water. Yeah. It's not an energy drink. It's all the passion that you have.
Yes, true. It's very true. And that's what engages us in our profession and our career. That's what we do we are not doing just to make a living. This is our passion. That's why we do it. So let's move on to the next question, because you see we are almost on time, but like I said, we have a question for you, because people are enjoying this talk and it's an opportunity for all of us to learn. In the earlier part of our this conversation, you started about coaching, mentoring, training, teaching, and all that. Let people know what coaching means versus all other different things which you say.
Okay, very good. Imagine that there is a big block of rock, and this is a mountain, okay? This is a mountain, and the block of rock is here. This is a rock. Now, you can push this rock upward to the top hill, uphill. Mm-hmm. Or you can stand here, put a rope around this rock and pull it upward. I hope you understood this. Mm-hmm. The person who is standing here and pulling the rock upward with the help of a rope, he's called a mentor. Mm-hmm. He's called a mentor because he has already reached there. He's telling, come on. Yes, don't keep the left leg, keep the right. Okay, come in. Don't put 2 steps. Come slowly. He has already been there.
Yes. Wow.
Can you become a mentor? The answer is no. This is something that you need to understand. Can you become a mentor? The answer is no. Why no? To become a mentor, you should be there already.
Yeah.
You are a person who has achieved that. You are here on the top of the mountain. If you have been there, you have retired and you have made all those things, achieved those things, you can become a mentor with experience. Mm-hmm. Now let's take the second party. The second person is pushing the rock upward. Yes, you can do. Go, come on, take it. What is that? I can't see. What can you see now? Sensei, tell me, what is that? Should I go to the right or left? A coach never gives an answer. A mentor tells, keep your right leg, keep the left. Okay, move forward 1 step at a time. The coach would say, what is that you can see? Sensei, I can see a ditch here. Okay, what is that on the right side? I can see it's a green paddy field. Okay, go to the paddy field. Wow. What else? What can you see? He will push you to the extreme that you will reach on the top. Now the question is, can you become a coach? Can you become the coach? The answer is yes. Can you become a mentor? The answer is no, until otherwise you have achieved that. But can you become a coach? The answer is yes. Now, this is what I practice to myself. And I tell people, even if it is the president of a country, I can coach them. Mm-hmm. Why? Because a coach should not be answering. A coach is a person who asks powerful questions. So for me here, when the gentleman was lifting the rock, I didn't know how heavy the rock is. Mm-hmm. But I was asking him, what can you see? What can you do? You are helping that person based on where he is stuck. Is there an opportunity for coaching 300 $125 billion with a B, $billion business by 2025 before COVID. Now, after COVID, let me tell you, it's gone like this. It's scaling. Anyone who wants to be a speaker, a professional speaker, a coach, a teacher, an online trainer, this is the best of the best of the best time. Even if you invest thousands of dollars, let me tell you, you can achieve that all. Do not focus on what you're investing. Do not focus on what you're investing, even if it's $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000. Do not focus on what you're investing. Focus on what you are going to get in return, the return on investment. Let me tell you, that is huge. Today, if you are starting as a speaker, as a presenter, as a coach, I'll tell you, you're on the front of the tide. If you say that, no, I'll just wait, let me see how is the industry going, you'll become the back of the tide, the tail of the tide, and you will have no opportunities. So, can you become a mentor? I said, not a good place to be because it takes experience. But can you become a coach? Yes. Can you become a speaker? Within 3 months, you can become a speaker. Can you become a trainer? 3 months, you can become a trainer. A trainer, it's a person who needs answer. For example, I can't teach you how to fight fire until otherwise I know myself how to do that, extinguishing fire. But a coach would ask you, Sensei, come on, coach me. Okay, what can you see there? Since I can see some cloth, okay, what else can you see? A fire extinguisher. Okay, now which should I press? What button can you see? There's a black and a blue. Tell me what is written there. Am I helping him? No, I'm questioning him. Can you do that as a coach? The answer is yes. But if I were to be a trainer, I need to know. Do not press that button. First you go for this button, then aim, and then extinguish. So a trainer is different, a coach is different, a mentor is different. So you need to understand where is your passion.
Yeah.
Would you like to be a presenter? Would you like to be a speaker? Yeah. Everything depends upon you, but now is the best time for you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I mean, your analogy was really mind-blowing. I love that. Although we teach the same thing, but the way you did the analogy. But let me ask you about, because we are getting to the time now. It's almost 55 minutes we are in already. Wow. But I'm glad. I mean, so people are learning. Let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
Because these viewers they are very regular people, and they watch us, and these all other thought leaders, they come with me on these shows. And I always ask, this is a very, again, traditional question of me. Can you recommend a couple books, what they should read?
What are the best books that I like?
Yes.
Okay, there are a lot of books like 7 Habits. There are a lot of books. One is 7 Habits. Then you start with Why. That's a good book. Out of all those books, there's also a latest book. If you could go for Atomic Habits, that's a very good book.
Atomic Habits, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good book. So you can go for all those books. One book that I really, really love is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
Wow, beautiful. I love it.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Because that's a mastermind that we all conduct.
Yes.
And that's one of the best books that I would say that I love it. And every time I go for a presentation, I look at that and I can conduct. There are 21 laws, irrefutable laws. If you give me one day, I can take only one law for the entire day.
Exactly.
For the entire day, yes. I can take one law. It's so beautiful. So I love that. So if you haven't read that book, it's not that expensive. You can go with that book. You can learn, and then you learn it. Then you start asking the question to yourself. That's what we do in masterminding. That is, you learn the law, then you start masterminding that so that you get different perspective from different people.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay. So, all right, folks, you got a really recommendation, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell and Atomic Habits. Great books. And again, I mean, every book is great as long as you understand and also you act on it.
Exactly. There's something that I would also like to add up here. Now, buying book is a hobby for many people. For me, it's a hobby. Do I read all the books? Answer is no. I don't read all the books. There are hundreds and hundreds of books here, but I don't read those books. The best thing what I do is I go for summaries. I also there are some membership like Blink, I believe it's one is called blink.com. You can just go and you can subscribe. It takes around about 2,500 rupees or something. Then you get the summary. Every week you get 2 or 3 book summary. You just go through the summary because the summary has got the whole content. You take that content and then you ask yourself, where do I fit in? If it does not fit, just go for the next book. There are hundreds and hundreds of books. Yeah. So if you don't have the habit of reading books, just go for the summary and then you can learn. You can get the whole cream from the summary itself.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to do. But Faroukh, because we are right now ready to get almost 1 hour. Uh, what will be a good message for all our viewers and the people who are going to watch later on this video? And I know this video will be watched so many times. Even myself, I will watch because it's so, fabulous and information and knowledgeful. So, any message you would like to pass?
Yes. I would call it a triangle, a C triangle with a P and P. Now, what does that mean? Just imagine a triangle, okay? And it's got two stands, okay? The two stands are the letter P and P. These are the two stands, okay? And the triangle, the first on the top, it's called the C, okay? The second, this point is a C, and this is a C. So how many C's? There are 3 C's and 2 P's. Keep that in mind. The first C is clarity. Whatever you do, you must have clarity. Clarity in the sense, not a short-term clarity, but a long-term clarity. Wherever you are in life. Even if you are at 60 years old, still you should be having clarity for the next 60 years. Whether you live, you don't live, that's a different story, but you should have that sort of clarity. The second one is competency. The competency in order to reach the clarity. You have a clarity, but you need to have the competency to reach the clarity. And the third one is the consistency to do the competency in order to reach the clarity. 3 C's.
Yes.
And there are these two things.
Yeah.
There are these two pillars which you have to avoid. The first is the P, the second one is the P. The first one is procrastination. The second one is perfection.
Oh.
Cut it off.
Yes.
Cut it off. Focus on the triangle. You will reach where you want to reach.
Wow. Awesome. A great message. I don't know, how to wrap it up because we are still hungry and thirsty of that knowledge. So I will hope that I can get you again if you will accept my request. We're going to have at least a couple sessions, not only one, because there is right now, he is not a reservoir, he is a river. So we have to
get... And those who want to contact, they can just contact me on my WhatsApp. Absolutely. I'm always there to help.
Yeah, but we would love to hear you again and on a different subject now. We have so many subjects we can talk about. So thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. It's an honor and pleasure for me to have you. And it's good to know each other now and just be in touch. You are one of the best addition in my friends.
Thank you very much. I'm honored. I'm humble.
All right. Thank you very much. And I will contact you pretty soon. And we are going to come back and we are going to talk to the people. And the viewers, please watch this video as many times as you can. And you can ask questions directly from him, Farookh, or you can send me and I'll pass on to him. But we are here to add value in your lives. We are here to serve you. Please feel free. We are here all the time and every time. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Thank you.